Another crackdown on the Maduro government in Venezuela. US President Donald Trump on Monday has ordered a freeze on all Venezuelan government assets in the United States. Now, the order has also barred any transactions between the United States and the Venezuelan authorities, and this is for the first time in 30 years that such a restriction has been imposed on a country in the Western Hemisphere. The restrictions imposed are somewhat similar to those on North Korea, Iran, Syria and Cuba, all of which share a stressful relationship with the United States. Now, the order has also said that the steps were taken in the wake of the continued usurpation of power by Nicolas Maduro and his affiliates. Now, the measure has multiple facets. Now, all the assets owned by the Venezuelan government in the United States are now blocked effectively. They cannot be transferred, paid, exported, withdrawn or dealt with in any other manner in the United States. Now, the measure also bars transactions with Venezuelan authorities whose assets have been blocked. Now, this is in fact the latest in the United States' efforts to oust President Nicolas Maduro. Now, Maduro has managed to cling on to power despite the rising unrest in the country. Now, the Venezuelan economy is in a downward spiral, facing a recession for the past 5 years. The International Monetary Fund has also predicted inflation to hit a staggering 1,000,000%. The economy is expected to shrink by a further 35%. All right, now a United States District Court has pronounced its judgment on Cesar Sayoc, the man who admitted to having sent pipe bombs to prominent Democrats and other critics of Donald Trump. Now, Sayoc will be serving 20 years in prison for what the prosecution has described as a 2-week terror attack. Motivated by a hate-driven ideology, he's now pleaded guilty of having used weapons of mass destruction. Now, Cesar Sayoc expressed remorse over what he had done, and also his lawyer described him as a kind-hearted fellow who was always eager to help. Now, they blamed his learning disabilities, childhood abuse and also steroid use for the crime. Now, according to his lawyers, President Donald Trump became an alluring light for him amidst a bit of a mental breakdown. So he set out to eliminate Donald Trump's opponents. Now, Sayoc had sent packages with explosives, wires and also an alarm clock to almost about 16 different targets. Now, these targets included former President Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, actor Robert De Niro, amongst others. The devices were, however, intercepted by the authorities, who discovered that there was no triggering mechanism for the devices.